how much would you like to see a blue sunrise or a blue sunset? Well, if you went to Mars, that is exactly what you would see. So first off, here on Earth, of course, we have our beautiful blue daytime sky. Where that is coming from is something called Rayleigh scattering. That basically the particles in our atmosphere are much smaller than the wavelengths that are hitting it, and so it is scattering those wavelengths out. What it is scattering the most is blue light. And so because blue light is scattered the most, that is why our sky is blue. And what's happening during sunrises and sunsets is that as that sun is setting towards the horizon, there's more atmosphere that the light has to go through. And blue is still being the most scattered, but the problem is it is being so scattered that we can't see it anymore. It's not reaching us. So instead we get that red light that we know for sunsets and sunrises. So what's happening with Mars? Why is it the other way around? Because during daytime they actually have more of like a red, yellowish kind of sky, and then sunsets and sunrises are blue. Well, it's because there's a different type of scattering happening. Mars' atmosphere is mostly made up of carbon dioxide, like a large amount of carbon dioxide, but that's not what's changing the scattering. The reason why Mars is red is because there's a ton of iron oxide or rust across the surface of all of this iron oxide dust. And there's so much iron oxide dust on the surface that also goes into the atmosphere. These iron oxide particles are so much bigger than the typical particles we have in our atmosphere, and because of that, it is actually also larger than the wavelengths of light. So it is causing a different type of scattering called me scattering. So me scattering now is basically scattering all the light more equally. It is not scattering the blue more, and the dust during the day is actually absorbing that blue light. So what is happening during then the sunrises and sunsets? Why is it not absorbing it anymore? Well, because again, you're getting that whole thing of the thicker atmosphere. What's actually happening is that this me scattering can actually basically tunnel the blue light through, and so during the sunrises and sunsets, that is the only light that is getting through is the blue light. So on Mars, it is completely different and opposite of what we are used to. So if people do actually manage to make it on Mars, they're going to have a very different experience.